1008 TV, U Sports. I am here with Tory Martin, Norman State Wildcats, back in the fold. What's up, brother?
What's up, big brother? How you doing?
I'm all right. How you feeling?
It's all love, baby.
I want to talk about a few things with you.
Yes, sir.
The first thing, let's get into your beginning and all. Let's talk about that.
All right. When I first came out, Coach, it was 2008. I just thought that I was coming out to just be an assistant and help around. But when I got out to start coaching, I was passed the torch for the 5 and 6. So, and within that year, we made it to the championship. We played Harrell, came up on the losing end. But that first year was a real special year, man.
Right. Talk to me about the transition coming from Byron, just starting that program up and bringing that same winning tradition to Norman.
Well, when we first came over to Norman, Coach Jude was, he was ready to make that transition because, I was still under the suspension, so I really couldn't do anything. But I believe it was a nice transition, man, because when Jude first came over here with the 5 and 6 that year, they made it, to the playoff, and they just had one team over here. And we pretty much going into the fourth year over here at Norman, and they have from 5 to 13 now. So I believe that the transition is going real smooth, man.
And I give you a lot of credit for help building this program at Norman. You spoke on a suspension when you brought the team over. What actually happened to get you suspended from the coaching?
What happened, Coach, it was a lot of controversy going on. 7 and 8 was playing basketball, and it's just a lot of things that was going on with the officiating. And me and the official, we had words. It never was anything physical. I never touched the man. He never touched me. And after that controversy, I was hit with a 1-year suspension. And after the 1-year suspension, it's when we was over here at Norman. And I guess it was a lot going on. And I was called to North, and they told me that they was going to suspend me indefinitely. And I just believe there was a lot of politics that came from that, man. Just people going around saying this, people saying that, and it just was a lot of politics.
Why do you think you should be back coaching all football?
Because my heart is in the right place. My heart is for these kids. People can say this about me, they can say that about me. We all have, our ups and downs in life. And I made some mistakes that I can say that I wasn't really proud of. And I believe by me being gone for the amount of years that I was gone, I had a chance to reflect on things that went on. And now today I can say that I'm a better man, I'm a changed man. And throughout all that, man, I am, no matter what they say, I'm a man of God.
That's what I like about you. That's one thing I always did like about you.
Tory he's a legend. When I very first got into it, he was one of the guys that I heard about. I was coaching 5 and 6 when he was coaching 5 and 6. So for me, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with it. If you see somebody that's doing a good thing, to try to be like them or be better than them. So for me, I always wanted to be able to feel like I can compete with a guy like Coach, because I know that he has more years in it than me. So when I thought about the way my team would come out and execute on the field, and if we would ever get to a championship, I kept Coach in my mind just in case I ever had to see him.
Been coaching with him long time ago. We started out here at where he had crossed the river.
Think he good for the program for North?
Yeah, if you come back and do the right thing. That's all you gotta do, but do the right thing. No.
My first coach, he worked me for 5 and 6. He put me hard to get to the level. I'm working on to get to the next level and get out of college and get to the pro.
Man, to be honest with you, with Tory, that's the reason I coach now. Tory is a big impact just in the LGS community, period. With Tory being around, helping out, man, we need that big. He real great with kids. I bought mine out when they was 4 or 5. Now they 10 and 9 and 10. It's like what I saw in him before I even knew him, just watching him, I was like, man, that man does what I want to do with kids. So that's why I'm here now. And Tory is big. He big in the LGS community, in the city. They know him everywhere. He's huge with the kids. He's real huge.
Tory does, because Tory means well. Then he's pretty good at what he does, and he has a lot what a lot of coaches don't have. He got passion. He got love for this. And you can't find that. You can't buy that. And I'm going to make this deal. Let him back. And if he doesn't do well, I'll step down. So I'll put my coaching career on the line with this. I'll step down. If Tory doesn't do well and he reneges, I'll step down, and I promise you, I'll step down. That's how much I believe that. I done spoke to Tory several times privately, and Tory really wants to coach. And when you talk to a brother, you can hear it in his voice, and usually, and you can look in his eyes. The windows of your eyes, that's the soul. You can look at a man's eyes, look at his soul, and Tory hurt, man. Tory want to coach. Just give it to him. Just, I don't know, coach. I'm gonna see what I can do on my end, and I think we should get a lot done.
A lot of people really talk good about you as a coach. So to all those people that got your back, anything you want to tell them?
Man, at the same time, Coach, I'm a man of love, and I love those guys, man, And when I say something, I mean it from the bottom. You know me.
Mm-hmm.
When me and you first met, man, it was all love. It was all real. We felt the realness, that connection that came from what we was doing. And for everybody that know me, they know that what I bring to the table, man. They know that it's all love about with these kids, man. And I'm gonna always reflect it back to the kids, because that's what I'm about. These kids. You can't take that away from Tory. Tory love the kids.
And that's a real talk. I got Tory, 1008 Youth Sports. We're in the building, bro. Holla back. And one more thing before we go, I need y'all to support this man by putting the comments at the bottom of this and let y'all know what Tory did for this city, for his park, for Algiers, for Uptown. So just holla back, 1008.